So for more details, we are having Dr. Gularis, the expert in geopolitical affairs. Welcome. We're also having from Amman, Samir Ahmed, the expert of Chinese affairs. Starting from New Delhi, how actually, how, Mr. Bernice, how do you see the latest remarks given by President Trump, and how can we really assess the trust level or the confidence level that Trump is saying that he has very strong relations with China in some of strong affairs with Iran?
Well, as far as Trump's rhetoric is concerned, we can never buy his rhetoric, unfortunately, because till now the US president's words were taken for granted that if they are saying there is some political backing behind it. But some things I have noticed in Trump's behavior when he was in Beijing. When he was asked about Taiwan issue, he was mum because just before he went off for in the plane for going to Beijing, he was given four red lines by Chinese, and those four were Taiwan issue, democracy, human rights, and the Chinese developmental model. And he did not touch any of those red lines. Plus, when he was talking about Iran having nukes, President Xi was not saying anything. So he said that he takes it that he is with his words that he does not want Iran to have any kind of nukes. So what President Trump is saying, I am not taking it anything for granted. Plus, also I saw one thing: the president who can tweet 32 times in 1 hour. His Twitter was also silent. Rather, it was very much silent during the hours when he was in Beijing. So his behavior was totally different. And don't forget that this is the same guy who misbehaved with Zelensky, who tried to misbehave with French president, who tried to misbehave with Keith Starmer, who tried to misbehave with South Africa's president. But he was a totally different person when he was in front of Xi Jinping. So this was a power play going on. And well, I have not read the fine lines of written documents coming out of Beijing as well as coming out of United States. And without comparing the two, I won't buy the words of President Trump for anything.
And actually, you are totally right. Moving to Dr. Golaris. Doctor, Trump actually says that he didn't discuss tariffs at all, and he didn't even want to state or to give any official statements on that. Um, so basically, what do you think about this? And he also said that U.S. didn't actually seek China's help in the Strait of Hormuz, but they are welcoming it if they want. What do you think his achievement from this visit, or the target of his visit?
No, I don't think that any positive achievement, apart from some of the engines by GE, those plane engines, and some small business dealings, because Mr. Trump was not having any card to play there in Beijing, because he has lost his grounds on tariffs in US courts, number one. Number two, he dearly needs China's help vis-a-vis the rare earth materials and rare earth magnets, because already his missile stock is very much depleted, and his even Mr. Trump's arsenal of missiles and other stuff, they are at all-time low because of the Iran war. So he is fighting with on many fronts: domestic front, economic front, unemployment front. There is also a huge tick when it comes to inflation in United States of America. So apart from giving some help to his friends who accompanied him, that is the people who make money, the investors, the capitalists, Mr. Trump was having nothing with him in the cards. So he didn't got anything, and he didn't got any assurances from Beijing side vis-a-vis Iran. And that is the reason he said that he did not seek China's help, because this is the same president who has asked everybody in the world for help to open the Hormuz, and nobody is helping him. So he is saying all those things that he doesn't did not want China's help. Because try to understand one thing. China is having 4 to 5 months of minimum petrol energy reserves. They have recently purchased a lot of energy from Brazil, Russia, and also from Iran. And if the situation spoils even more, Chinese will be in even bigger benefit, because then that will be a situation like 1970s Vietnam, wherein America needed
Doctor,
uh,
yes,
Chinese help.
Doctor, sorry for interruption. How do you think China can actually pressure Iran? What do you think, what do you think Iran can do in this move? Do you think there will be a kind of, like a bargain, a kind of a deal?
Well, you mean you are asking that how can China help US in Iran? Well, China is having a lot of leverage when it comes to Iran, because China is the greatest source of power, not just power of money, but also power of arms and ammunition to Iran. So Chinese can definitely help Americans, and only Chinese and Russians can help American to come out of the mess which Mr. Trump has created for himself. So he need to be kind with them, and I have seen that thing. See, the type of body language, the type of words which is coming out of President Trump point at that direction, that he really needs help from Chinese and Russians, and all the things are going into that
How
sense.
can US transform its relation with China to a better place other than how it was in Joe Biden's era?
Well, Joe Biden was doing exactly the same things which Trump 1.0 was doing, and he was trying to take it at another level. And I don't think that Chinese might have forgot the terms he used during COVID, that this is a Chinese virus, and for President he was using so many terms. So Chinese remember everything, and as far as the what he can do to improve the relationship, he has to take control of his statements, and also he should understand that the sanction and tariff regime do not work, and they have not worked in past, and they are not going to work now as well. And he has to accept one fact, that this is a multipolar world. No longer the unipolar America exists, which existed after the fall of Soviet Union. So he has to talk with other leaders and other countries with respect. They can't just disrespect everybody around the world and think that we can do everything. He has to make America a little bit sober when it comes to international relations, and he has to make sure that what he is picking, he has to do. You can't just take U-turns in international geopolitics, because in geopolitics the words of statesmen definitely matter, and I think he will have to deal with all these things.